Welcome to Deeper Links, the place where we rip the band-aid off and get straight to the real shit. Today's topic is one that's been on people's minds since, well, probably since humans figured out how to have sex. How important is virginity? And let me tell you up front, we're not pulling any punches here. I want to make one thing crystal clear from the jump: being a virgin doesn't make you an angel, and being non-virgin doesn't automatically make you a whore. We're gonna dive into the nuances today, but trust me, it's a lot deeper than most people are willing to admit. Now, let's get this out of the way. If you're the kind of guy who's still obsessing over finding a virgin to marry, you're setting yourself up for some shit. Yeah, I said it. Virginity has become this weird fetish in certain circles, and I get it. It's about purity, trust, and wanting someone who hasn't been ran through like a pair of old sneakers. But here's the reality: virginity doesn't make or break a person's value. You can have a girl who's never been with anyone and still be the biggest manipulative psycho you've ever met. And you can have a girl who's been with a couple of dudes but knows what loyalty and commitment are. But let's be real, there's a huge difference between a non-virgin who's been in a couple of relationships and some chick who's basically got a rewards card at the local frat house. You see, society wants us to think that sex is just casual, no big deal. They push this narrative that everyone's doing it, so who cares? Well, let me tell you why that's total BS. For guys, sex isn't just a physical act, it's about trust, security, and yeah, a little bit of ego. And when you're considering a woman for a long-term relationship, her sexual history does matter, even if it's not popular to say so. You don't want to be the guy walking around with some girl who's been passed around like a hot potato. I mean, come on, no one's trying to wife up a community project. And yeah, people will say, well, men sleep around too, so it's a double standard. Guess what? Men and women aren't the same. Biology doesn't give a damn about your feelings. A man can sleep around and it doesn't affect him the same way it affects a woman. Men are wired to spread their seed, and women are wired to be selective. Why? Because back in the day, one wrong choice could get you stuck with a kid. So, yeah, it's different when a guy has a higher body count. It's not a double standard, it's just reality. Deal with it. Let's get into why a girl's body count matters. Every time a woman hooks up with a dude, she's giving a little piece of herself away. Emotionally, psychologically, it's not just sex. Over time, all that emotional baggage starts to stack up, and before you know it, she's got more issues than Vogue. You think a chick who's been with 20 guys is gonna be able to bond with you the same way a girl who's only been with one or two will? Hell no. She's desensitized. She's not gonna treat you like you're special. You're just another number on her list. And let's not pretend like she's not comparing you to the other guys she's been with. She might not say it, but trust me, it's happening. And then there's the whole issue of commitment. You want to be with a woman who takes commitment seriously, right? Well, newsflash, a woman who's been hopping from bed to bed doesn't know what commitment looks like. If she couldn't commit to her last 5 boyfriends, what makes you think she's gonna suddenly commit to you? Women like that are always chasing the next high, the next thrill. And when shit gets tough, she's not gonna stick around. She's gonna be looking for the next guy to sweep her off her feet, and you'll be left holding the bag, wondering where it all went wrong. Let's be real here, there's a difference between a girl who's had a couple of meaningful relationships and some girl who's been with more guys than you've had hot dinners. A woman with a past like that? That's a walking red flag, my guy. You don't want to settle down with someone who's been out here like it's a goddamn scavenger hunt. And don't even get me started on the chicks whose phones connect automatically to every man's Wi-Fi. That's a whole other level of danger. She's not just experienced, she's seasoned to the point where her sexual history might as well come with a warning label. Let me throw in a little joke to keep things light. You ever notice how when women hit a certain age and have gone through enough failed relationships, they suddenly become all spiritual? Suddenly it's all about finding myself and soul-searching. Girl, you've been soul-searching in every dude's bedroom across town, and now that the fun is drying up, you want to be all zen? Get the hell out of here with that. These girls are out here acting like they're trying to get in touch with their chakras, but really they're just trying to reset after a decade of bad decisions. Don't be the dude who buys into her new leaf bullshit. Alright, now let's address the idea that virginity is everything. Some guys out there put virginity on this massive pedestal like it's the ultimate sign of purity and trust. Don't get it twisted, fellas. If you think her virginity is everything, you're just setting yourself up to get played. A woman who sees that you're obsessed with the fact that she's a virgin, she's gonna use that shit against you like it's a superpower. You'll be so focused on preserving her innocence that you won't even notice when she's manipulating the hell out of you. She'll wrap you around her little finger and make you dance like a puppet because you've put all your cards on the table. Never let a woman see that her virginity is your weakness. It's one thing to value purity, but it's a whole other thing to let it blind you. Now, here's the reality check. In the end, virginity or not, it all comes down to character. You want a woman who has self-control, discipline, and a sense of loyalty. A girl who's selective about who she gives her time, energy, and body to. That's valuable. That's someone who knows her worth. But let's not pretend like it's just about sex. It's about the mentality. If she treats sex like it's nothing, what else is she gonna treat like it's nothing? Your relationship? Your future together? Think about it. Here's where things get tricky. Some women will argue, but I've changed. I was young, I made mistakes. And you know what? Some of them have changed. But many haven't. For a lot of these chicks, their change is just them getting bored of the party lifestyle and now they're looking for a guy to settle down with. They're not interested in you, bro, they're interested in your stability. They've burned through their best years chasing excitement, and now they want someone to pick up the pieces. Don't be that sucker. You deserve better than being someone's plan B. And let's talk about manipulation again because this is key. If you're with a girl who knows her virginity is important to you, she'll keep you on a tight leash with that. You'll be so focused on not losing her that you won't see the red flags popping up all over the place. She could be the most toxic, narcissistic, manipulative person on the planet, but because you're stuck on the idea that she's pure, you'll keep making excuses for her. That's how guys end up in miserable relationships. They get trapped in this fantasy of what they think a virgin is, and by the time they wake up, it's too late. Don't fall for that shit. But listen, like I said at the start, being a virgin doesn't make a girl a saint, and being non-virgin doesn't make her a whore. There's a whole spectrum in between. The key is figuring out what kind of person you're dealing with. Is she someone who values commitment, loyalty, and self-respect? Or is she just looking for the next thrill, the next guy, the next high? That's what you need to be asking yourself. And don't let anyone tell you that a woman's past doesn't matter. It does. Her past is a reflection of her choices, and those choices are gonna affect your future together. If she's been running through dudes like it's a hobby, don't think for a second that she's gonna magically change when she gets with you. That's not how it works. People can grow, sure, but don't be naive. You can't turn a hoe into a housewife, no matter how many self-help books she reads or how much yoga she starts doing. It's just not happening. So where does that leave us? Virginity matters, but it's not the only thing that matters. What's more important is a woman's mindset, her character, and her values. Is she someone who takes relationships seriously, or is she out here treating dudes like flavor of the week? That's what you need to figure out. And remember, there's a big difference between a normal non-virgin and a woman who's got more miles on her than your car. Know the difference, and act accordingly. Alright fellas, that's all I got for you today. If you liked what you heard, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Do you think virginity matters? Let's get the conversation going. This is Deeper Links, where we keep it real and don't sugarcoat shit. Stay sharp, fellas, and I'll catch you in the next one.